All right, here we go. Linear relations, another lesson. So we've talked about the distributive property and how each of the terms get multiplied by the number that's up front. So a times b and a times c. So we're going to have to build on that in this lesson. So again, the distributive property is a property that allows you to remove the brackets in an equation by multiplying each of the terms inside the brackets by the term outside of the brackets. And you did some practice on that yesterday. So let's talk about combining like terms. All right, so combining like terms is simply looking at the things that are the same. So in this first example, we have a number, -3 and -4. Well, if you add those two, you get -7. So -3 plus -4 equals -7. They're the same thing, they're just numbers. Here we have variables. We have 2x plus 5x, and if you add those together, that equals 7x. Here we have a negative variable, a negative coefficient with a variable, and a positive coefficient. So -3y plus 6y, it follows the integer rules, a negative plus a positive. So we're going to end up with positive 3y. This last one's a little different because we have a number and then a coefficient and a variable. We have another number, integer, and then we have another coefficient and variable. So let's rearrange this. Remember to keep the signs out front of each of the numbers. So let's start with the variables. So I have positive 2t plus 4t. And then I have positive 5 and -3. So now we combine these two, and we can combine these two because they're the same. So 2t plus 4t, that's going to give us 6t. And then plus positive 5 minus 3, you're going to end up with positive 2 when you simplify that. So let's do an example here. Distributing and then combining like terms. All right. So this first one here. In BEDMAS, you have to deal with the brackets, the multiplication, before you deal with the addition or subtraction. So here we have multiplication, and then we have addition with the positive 5. So let's distribute first. So this becomes -3x, and then a negative times a positive is going to give me -15. And then we can drop down our positive 5. Then we're going to look to combine our like terms. So there is the 3x, but there's no other coefficient and variable. We have -15 and positive 15. So we can combine those two. So -15 plus 5 leaves us with -10. There's nothing to combine with the -3x, so we just leave it. Okay, let's check out this next one. Again, it's useful to maybe pause the video at times, do the question, and then see if you've done it correctly. All right, so let's distribute first. So -4 times -5, well, that's going to give me positive 20. -4 times a positive a, that gives me -4a. We bring down the -7, which we haven't dealt with yet, and then we look to see what we can combine. So here we have a positive 20 and a -7. So let's combine those two. So the -4a, there's nothing else to combine it with, so we leave it by itself. Positive 20 minus 7 is going to leave me with positive 13. And there's our answer. All right, here's another example here. So let's distribute first. So 6x, and then 6 times -3 is going to give me -18. We haven't done anything to this positive 2x, so we can just bring it down, positive 2x. Now we're going to look to see what can we combine here. And I have a 6x, and I have a 2x, all right? So let's combine those two. So 6x, you can even rewrite it if you want. 6x and 2x, 8x minus 18. There's nothing to combine with the negative 18 here. There's no other integer, there's no other number by itself. All right. Here we go. So let's expand. So 5 times 8, that's 40. 5 times a negative c is negative 5c. And then we just have to bring down the negative 3c because we haven't done anything with it yet. Then we look to see what we can combine. The 40 is just by itself. There's no other number, but we have negative 5c minus 3 more c. So this becomes negative 8c. So 40 minus negative 8c. We expand or distribute first, and then you have to deal with the negative 3c. Okay? And that is our last example.